this world needs is a few more rednecks. That'll save the damn problem. Get a damn redneck in every corporation. This all he needs to do is just keep everybody in line. If you don't like it, leave. Game development caution.
Hi everyone, it's me, Tim.
Hey, I'm Hawg.
Today I want to talk about something that, for a lack of a better phrase, I'm going to call game development caution. Before I start, I'm going to tell you 3 different stories. They're a little different, but then I'll tell you what I'm thinking about. Back when we made Fallout, towards the end, when we were really trying to get it out, we had 2 whiteboards. One whiteboard had a list of...
I use a whiteboard.
...features or content that weren't done yet that really needed to get in. And the other whiteboard had a list of what the 10 most egregious bugs were. And next to each one of these, on these 2 different whiteboards, were listed the person who was assigned to it. We did it in a whiteboard like this so that people could come in the morning and look at it, because this predated Jira or Confluence or anything like that. They could come in, look at the whiteboard, and go, oh, I see something I need to jump on.
Versus in Diablo 4, they had a collective, and they voted on what needed to be done. Or, isn't that what they said? They voted on what needed to be done? No, that's what I said, a month ago? They needed to have a surefire leader to set, this is what needs to be done to make sure we're ready. Not Jimmy's feelings are hurt over there, so let's do what he wants to do.
I don't think I heard any complaint about it. People liked getting stuff off of that. If they saw something that was like, I'm on that today. Try doing the exact same thing 10 years later at Carbine. Overwhelmingly, people said, no, do not do that. I will quit if you do that. If I see my name on that whiteboard, I will quit.
Huh?
And I said, well, what if we don't put people's names next to it? I'll still quit. People will know it's me.
So you're going to quit over accountability. I think it goes back to what we were talking about 2 days ago on stream. Y'all remember we were kind of venting about the boomers giving us the damn participation trophies and then blaming us, saying all this. And I think that's part of that, right? The accountability. Nobody wants to be accountable. Nobody can take constructive criticism. No one can be called out for doing something bad without everybody going, oh my God, that's hate. Like is that part of it too? Is there's no accountability. So I can't have my name on a whiteboard that says this task needs to be done because this is urgent. Oh my God, people will know I'm not doing my job. Well, then do your damn job. I'm confused. Since when is it a problem to be held accountable for doing something that you're getting paid money to do? I never understand.
When we were making the Outer Worlds, I wanted to put in, this is...
Oh, he made Outer Worlds.
End of year 2, so we're still a year away. The combat AI wasn't really in yet, so I asked for a very simple combat aggression code to be added. This is how simple it was. Every time an NPC got shot, they would see if that person was on the list of someone who'd shot them. If they weren't, they'd add them to the list, with the amount of damage they just took. If they were already on the list, they'd just add the amount of damage they took. Whenever they're deciding who to attack, they attack the person at the top of the list. That's it. That's all I wanted. Keep in mind, the advantage of that basic AI, you can make lots of changes later. You can make them that it has the one at the top of the list, if it's different than the person you're attacking, the damage has to exceed the damage of the person attacking you by a certain amount before you change targets. You can take distance into account. You can take whether you can reach them into account.
Why would you want that?
All that comes later. That's all I wanted.
I don't know shit about
programming. Put into the programmer production query queue and came back with an estimate of 4 weeks. I pushed back saying the code I asked for was very simple. I've written it before. Would take about 45 minutes. It's basically there's already a callback when you get hit. That's when you look to put them on the list. And there's a callback. There's a call when you want to pick a target. That's when you look at the list and see which one you want to attack. That's it. The programmer who it got assigned to came to me and said, I need 4 weeks. And I'm like,
4 weeks?
Walk me through what you're going to do. And he goes, you don't understand. And I was like, I've coded this 3 times. Walk me through it. And he wouldn't. He left. He left angry. Lead programmer came back, started yelling at me, saying, if he says he needs 4 weeks, he needs 4 weeks. And I'm like, then I will do it. I'll have it done before lunch. And he said, no, because then people will have to support your code. I'm like, well, let me I'm going to walk you through what I want. And you tell me why this takes 4 weeks.
It's too many hands in the cookie jar. It all boils down to too many cooks in the kitchen, too many hands in the cookie jar, too many, whatever the stupid ass acronym, or it's not an acronym, it's a damn analogy that I want to use to represent this. Why does he need 4 weeks to write a simple code like that? Does he need to have 4 weeks of latte and 4 weeks of therapy? And it doesn't take 4 weeks to build a goddamn transmission. And it's 600 parts. What? That's why games suck now. This is why, because everyone's fucking lazy or has no accountability. Or has no skill, or a combination of all 3. No wonder we can't have anything cool. Hey, I need you to write me a code that says, thank you, come again. Oh, I need 4 weeks to do that. Huh?
Weeks. He looked at what I wrote, which was about 10 lines of pseudocode on a whiteboard, and he goes, I'll come back. He came back about an hour later and said, what about 2 weeks? And I said, do I have any options here? Fine. 2 weeks. Story 3. Leonard and I talk about features all the time, whether it's dialogues or system mechanics or story, setting. We get very into it. Our voices may be raised. We're jumping out of our chairs to draw things on whiteboards. We're pacing back and forth. I know I've mentioned this before, but Anthony Davis showed up at our door and said, you guys have to stop yelling. Everybody's getting nervous. It's like mom and dad are yelling at each other.
Oh my
Still don't know if we met
God.
his mom, but we explained that's just us talking. We're not mad, but we're trying to tease apart exactly what to do, and we're getting into it. So, what do those 3 stories have to do with each other? I'm starting to see in the industry, I shouldn't say starting, in the last decade, the last quarter of my career, I'm starting to see this rise of what I can only call development caution, an abundance of caution, of padding estimates.
No, no, it's not development caution. What you have just expressed with those 3 stories is that the current generation of people that are writing these games are fucking pussies. Start unsubscribing. That is the current nature of every fucking buddy. It's a fucking pussy. 2 men cannot get passionate about something and hammer something out without everybody getting nervous and they're fighting. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Anything that has ever been done ever that's badass, there's fucking tension. Go do some research on the making of a Metallica album. Lars and damn James fight each other tooth and nail, hate each other's fucking guts. And then when the album comes out, well, let's talk about the 80s. In the 80s, when the albums came out, they were fucking masterpieces. I noticed that I was in a band. I've done a lot of things in my life. I was in a band too. And me and my buddy Drew, we weren't pussy. We were like 80s metal. If you think of that attitude, like those guys were badass. And the other two guys that we had were fucking soy boys that were afraid of offending everybody. Like Captain Czechoslovakia the other day that was offended when we said Czechoslovakia. That is why everything sucks. Because they more worried about making sure somebody doesn't look too much like a man because somebody might get offended because Bill down in artistic wants it this way. It blows my mind, but he is describing the new generation of these developers are fucking pussies. And you see it a lot when I make a parody video or I make a joke or I, get loud about something. Everyone's like, oh my God, he's so angry. No, I'm not. You only see me angry. Or I throw somebody in a random parody just to be funny and everyone takes it all damn serious and like, oh my God. Y'all need to get outside some. Watch a damn alligator eat a deer and then like, you ain't worried about somebody yelling at somebody. You're like, damn, I'm glad I ain't that deer. This is the most ridiculous thing. And he's trying not to say that. But I'm not getting, there's an abundance and a pad and a caution. Now it sounds like the current generation sucks. They're lazy. There's no sense of urgency. And I've managed people in a retail setting before, and it would blow my damn mind. I need something immediately. We're busy. I need you to go do something right now. And they drag their ass. There'd be a snail trail from where I asked them all the way to the objective and back, from where their ass was dragging on the ground all the way there going, oh God, I don't want to do all this. And it doesn't matter who it is. It's all this certain age group. It's like, dude, can you just hustle a little bit? Damn. I don't understand. That's why Diablo 4 sucks. Because they're all sitting around drinking a damn latte, patting each other's ass, worried about who's going to get their damn feelings hurt, instead of making a damn kick-ass game. Then after the dust settles, you high-five, say, hell yeah, that's passion, baby. Y'all remember the support your streamer program where I got all hot and mad as hell about that? That's passion. And guess what? After all the dust settled with Adam Fletcher, I sent him a damn thank you gift. Shit. We should be able to talk and give constructive criticism and call somebody out and do all that. You should be able to do all that without somebody getting their damn feelings hurt and never wanting to talk to you again. Like, that's a problem. We need to be open. Just because somebody checks you or somebody asks for something or somebody needs something faster doesn't mean they want to kill you or hate you or any of that. It blows my mind. How do we get here?
Time estimates of wanting to go around and check with a lot of people to see if something's okay. Asking, should we do this? I'm not sure. Let's have a meeting.
No.
Frequently, people would want to have a meeting to discuss something, and those were the very people who would say, we have too many meetings. I can't get any work done. Now, caution can be a really good thing if it leads to less bugs, less stress. Also, I get the fact that because games cost more now, people are approaching it with this sense of caution, because you're not just going to be out a little bit of money. You're going to be out a lot of money if this game doesn't do well. The thing that worries me, though, is games can also be a lot worse because of caution. And everybody who's cautious kind of denies that. They're like, no, we're reducing bugs. We're increasing life-work balance. People are less stressed. And I'm like, true, but you're also taking a lot less risk in a game.
Oh my God. Is that not what I said like 2 or 3 weeks ago? That nobody is taking a damn risk, and that's why I at least gave a little props to Fallout 76 for taking a damn risk. But I think it's not just the developers. I think it's a mix of the pussy developers like he's talking about and whiny ass gamers that are never satisfied with any goddamn thing because the negative is what everybody does on YouTube to get views. So everything's going to be negative and there's never going to be any risk equals no good games ever again. Never. And that's what I'm scared of. And that's why all these indie developers are making cool shit. But I don't. The only one that I have kind of faith in is Rockstar. But I'll probably end up eating my words on that too.
I think give them less charm. And yeah, even games that have jank have a lot of charm. My games have had jank. I know people talk about jank in other games. You know, things where the AI acts in a bizarre way in certain circumstances, or NPCs say weird things or do weird things. It can be charming. But things have changed, and I know games have gone from being an expression of an idea of like artwork from a particular person or group of people into a corporate.
Yes. Yes. It is a consumable that they give you. Look, all you have to do is go on the damn, not even Diablo 4 forums. You got to go to Diablo Facebook. That's where all the last bastion of the damn holdouts live, is the Diablo 4 Facebook comments. And all they talk about is how they got their money's worth out of 100 hours of the game. They're not even level 100, and they say they've got their money's worth. It's disposable. Whereas guys in our age bracket, we know that Diablo is supposed to be thousands of hours before you throw it away, or really any game. That's how any game. Think about how long y'all played get fucking GoldenEye N64. You talk about replayability. Think about all the old cartridge games. They were way simpler and they had way more replayability. Now, it's no longer a passion project like Blizzard North. The reason Diablo 2 was so amazing, it was a fucking passion project. And it was their baby, and they loved it, and they petted it, and they nurtured it, and then there it is. But then once Activision bought them out, got their greedy hands on it, look at it now. Now it's going into Call of motherfucking Duty. You can be Lilith in Call of Duty. It ain't a passion project. It's a damn commodity. Everything, I talk about Sierra Online a lot. I played a lot of Sierra games when I was a boy. Those were all Roberta Williams passion projects. All of them. That's why all of those games are good. It's real. You'd be hard pressed to find a Sierra game that's not good. I'm sure there'll be one or two you'll find, but majority of them are really damn good because they were passion projects. Second, you get somebody in here who's worried about metrics, who's worried about shareholders, who's worried about a board he's got to answer to so he don't lose a yacht or some bullshit like that. That's when it all goes to shit. And then you pile on a bunch of pussy developers that are scared of their own shadow when somebody hollers about something in a passion-filled work environment. You got a recipe for shit. This is a great video.
In a way, though, I would argue they always were. You always were making these with the idea that, you know, I hope it sells a lot and we make money. But now designs are being driven by this. That's why we have microtransactions. It's why we have pre-orders. It's why we have what we're starting to see lately, where games are, if you pay a little more, you can play it a few days or even a week early.
I could see it about 10 years ago. I could see it coming. And it started in the damn consoles with microtransactions, just a small little thing. And we didn't like it then. I don't know why we didn't hold out. I don't know if the new generation came in, like the young kids of Fortnite, and just started buying it and everybody saw that it was working. But I remember the millennials did not like it, and we were not doing it. We were not buying them, or at least I wasn't. My friends weren't. Everyone I knew to play video games was not buying fucking microtransactions. We were pissed about that shit. I don't know about y'all. But I remember my cousin's kid who was playing Fortnite at, 10 years old, 8 years old, was buying a lot of skins. So that's why I'm thinking, was it the other generation? What are they, Gen Z? Gen Me? Gen Elemental P? Whatever the fuck they are. They gonna kill this stuff. Games are gonna suck.
The publishers or the developers for this, if people didn't pay for it, they wouldn't do it. It's like spam. If everybody stopped answering spam tomorrow, it would go away. But because a tiny percentage does, it's there for everybody to see. But so I'm not really talking about the money-driven part. I'm talking about how the caution is dampening down the ideas. It's why I want to double down on this. I've always thought the indie space is a lot richer in ideas. Probably not money, certainly not money, but they're much richer in ideas because they take less. They have less caution and take a lot more risk.
Right. Which he's not correlating with small team. Baldur's Gate 3, small team. Path to Exile, small team. Right? Diablo 4, giant, huge, collective communist team. No innovation, recycled, same engine, bullshit, boring, bland. They haven't even played their own game. They have people that work there that know nothing about the game. The person that runs the Diablo social media does not know anything about the game. When it's responding to somebody talking about this D2R season launch saying have fun in New Tristram. New Tristram's in Diablo 3. They don't even know the fucking games. I don't think there's anybody there that's ever played the games. They're probably all damn people fresh out of college, like that gal we saw on Developer Livestream. Straight out of college intern. They never played the game. They said, "Oh, I want to work for Blizzard because that's cool. It's Blizzard." They never worked. They never played it. None of that. It used to be you had to play and know. And a lot of these indie developers, if you go look at their job listings, they say you need to know about the game.
AAAs that dip into indie games for features and ideas. By the way, it's not just publishers and developers that I see all this caution with. I've seen a huge rise in caution in game journalism. It's become the norm that
it's not just game, any journalism.
No journalist wants to risk getting into an embargo situation where they're not given
not just game
an
journalism.
Early access code, so they can't write their reviews earlier than other people. They're worried about not being invited to press events or, junkets, I think they're called. So a lot of them have gone a lot more cautious in what they say. I really miss the reviews.
It's everywhere.
A couple, like Scorpia in the 80s and 90s and Deathlock in the 90s and early 2000s. Because those two reviewers said what they thought. If you put out a game, they'd skewer you for all the things that were wrong with it, but then they'd praise you for everything that's right with it. Now it's sort of like, well, we really like this, but they don't want to really double down on it because it may be something people don't like. So let's say,
oh my God, too bad, right? Okay, now, but don't call me ma'am. I mean, I'm just a Southerner. That's sorry.
For all the things that were wrong with it, but then they'd praise.
What does he say right here?
In the 80s and 90s and Deathlock in the 90s and early 2000s. Because those two reviewers said what they thought. If you put out a game, they'd skewer you for all the things that were wrong with it, but then they'd praise you for everything.
That, you know what? Now that he says that, that's how it used to be when you were looking at a game review in a magazine. I can't remember the name of the fucking magazine right now. Was it Game Reviewer or Game Rant or something? But there used to be a gaming magazine, and we'd look at, like, when you went to Ingles or a grocery store or whatever, and, they had magazines everywhere, and you'd look at, like, Guitar Player first, and then you'd look at one of the car truck magazines, and then you go look at the gaming real quick while your mom was in the grocery store. At least that's what I did. So there would be reviews in there of games that coming out, and I remember some of those reviews, they tore them games a new asshole. But the guy's right. They would come in and say what was wrong with it, what was good with it, what was hard, what you needed to look out for, some areas that you needed, if it was geared towards adventure game kind of guys or this or that, like whatever your game style was. Like, they went into damn detail about it because the internet wasn't as prevalent. You didn't have streamers and all this. And I guess that's what's replaced all this. You have streamers that, do it. But again, everything skews negative because it gets more views to be negative. So it's almost like you can't get a true review or true anything now. Because you either have game caution or you have, I need views and I'm out for me. It's, I think it all boils down to it's all about me, right? Is that what it is? I don't want my feelings hurt, or it's all about my shit, or how do I do me, or how does this affect me or that? I think that's really what's the problem, is it's all about me. Me.
This, but they don't want to like really double down on it because it may be something people don't like. So like, let's say a journalist loves the diversity in a game, he may go, well, I'm not going to say that much because I don't want to come across as being pandering, and also some people yell when you talk about that. So I just see a lot of the passion drain out of game journalism, and they're really just trying to go for what kind of review can I write that generates the most clicks. And
Yep.
I guess
Right
this
there.
worries me because if I see this everywhere, if I see this in publishers and developers, and now
Dude, nobody wants to be involved with an honest person. Like, I see it myself. Nobody wants to be involved because they don't know what's going to be said, or he's too much of a loose cannon, or, you know, oh my God, he could see something that we're doing and tell everybody about, you know, Hawg's too honest. We can't do it. You know, that's a plague. You know, usually you'd want somebody to work with you. Like in the fishing business, I had some guys that hit me up about reels and stuff, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong now. Like, I tell everybody I don't sugarcoat shit. I shoot from the hip. I'll tell you, you might not like it. And that's how I roll. Either you like it or you don't. And most people don't like it. They don't want nothing to do with you because you might hurt their feelings. I got a guy that I know that does independent wrestling. And the man was born with his dad was Scottish as shit. You couldn't understand anything he said. And he can do that same accent. And he can Irish dance at 6'4". I've seen this man kick his damn leg up like the guys on River fucking dance. But every time you try to tell him to do that gimmick, because that would be amazing. Who doesn't want to see a 6'2", 400-pound guy do an Irish dance as his finisher and kick a guy in the damn chin? Instead, he wants to be the world's largest orangutan in captivity and be the king of the jungle, even though he's not in captivity. It just doesn't make any damn sense. And anytime you try to be a person, get a friend, and give them constructive criticism, be like, hey, dude, you'd be famous if you just changed up. They get mad. You're hating on me. You're hating that. No, actually, I love you. I'm trying to help you. Well, we're so afraid of hurting everybody's damn feelings, and you can't be around anybody that might tell you how it is, because heaven forbid that be a thing, because it's all about illusions and guys and making money, and we need the most views to the most people, and we can't have them around because then people might, oh God, it just makes me sick to my stomach. This is such a great video.
they don't have this passion anymore. So, you know, what's the moral of all this? I want to tell people, just go and make it. Make what you want. You don't need a committee to sign off on it. You can always go back and change it. Or if you make something and it turns out not to be good at all and unsalvageable, throw it away. But that rapid iteration to get to some really good idea is a lot better than just being so cautious that you basically creep up to a very mundane game that doesn't show any kind of passion in its development. People can tell.
Yeah,
So,
it's soulless.
I started with stories. Let me end with those 3 stories and how they kind of got resolved. So, I didn't even try to do the whiteboard solution when I made Outer Worlds. What I did is I made my own Confluence page called, like, I was Tim Kane's top 10 or something. It was in my Confluence space, and I wrote, here are the 10 biggest things I want looked at this week. And there were a few producers who would look at that page all.
So this guy, I'm sorry to keep pausing. I want to touch on this again. The whiteboard thing. I got a whiteboard. It's behind the green screen right here. It helps me things that I need to like always look at, because I have bad ADHD and I'll forget things, or I'll go do other things, or I'll overlook something needs to be done. That whiteboard helps. It's really a good tool. I don't care if it's the year 3075. The whiteboard is still a good tool. And so if I was in this guy's position, and this just may be why, whatever, But if I was in this guy's position and I wanted to put the whiteboard up and somebody had a problem with the whiteboard because I was going to hold that person accountable to deliver a good product that people are paying for, and he was going to quit, then I would take myself and put the whiteboard up myself and write his name up there and call his bluff, then quit. Quit then. I'll write the damn code, or we'll get somebody else to do it that doesn't mind being held accountable. So there's a development caution on either side. There's a caution for people that are too afraid to just fire somebody. Like, God, no, you don't want to do your job? Okay, well, you gonna quit? Oh, hell, yeah, quit. Then we don't have to pay you unemployment because you quit. Hell yeah, quit, motherfucker. What this world needs is a few more rednecks. That'll save the damn problem. Get a damn redneck in every corporation. This all he needs to do is just keep everybody in line. If you don't like it, leave. Shit. People didn't like working for me when I managed folks because guess what? I'd have a fucking to-do list. They hated that to-do list, y'all, when I brought that to-do list out. Because they wouldn't work. I was having to do everything. It was simple things like clean the aisle, pick the shit up in the aisle before you leave. And I come in the morning, there'd be shit in the aisle. So I put in a task list. They went straight to the damn manager. Hawg put a to-do list out. Do we have to do this? He said, hell yeah. And guess what? People started doing shit because I wrote them up and all that. Look, I go to work because I'm selling somebody my time. I ain't going there so I can pick up everybody else's damn job. And I can do your job for you because you don't want to do anything and sit on your fucking ass. That's the problem.
Go to Jira at any time and say, what are the 10 most highly prioritized bugs and who are they assigned to? So we already had that whiteboard virtually, but somehow it was okay that it wasn't called attention to. For the combat aggression code, I think I settled on 2 weeks, and I think it got done faster than that. Great, I got it. I don't think I asked for anything after that. I didn't go and specifically ask for anything because I realized that I was being viewed as some sort of ogre when I knew something could be done faster, and there was no solution to it, which is...
That is exact. In every workplace that I've ever worked at, the guy in charge is viewed as the ogre piece of shit asshole that is barking commands at everybody. And this guy's obviously a senior developer. He has experience. He knows. He's seen shit you ain't known. My daddy used to always say, you think you know everything, boy, when I was like 18. And I never understood what he meant. I was like, I don't understand what you mean by that. I don't know shit. Well, now I know what he was talking about. I look at these younger guys, I think the same thing. You don't know shit. Because they don't. So sometimes you just need to listen. I am one of the rare guys in my generation that listens to the old timers. That's why I have way more friends that are 60 years old than I do that are my age. Hell, one of the best friends I have is 62 years old. And I'd much rather hang out with him all day than anybody my age. Because I listen, I learn from him. He's taught me a lot. And everything he's ever said has come true. And I think a lot of us, our generation needs to soak in some of that. And the younger generation damn sure needs to soak in some of that. Because you don't know shit at 18 years old. You really don't. Everybody thinks they do. You don't know jack shit. I feel like you don't know shit at 36.
Why, years ago I started thinking, ooh, this is becoming a problem. Same thing with Leonard and I yelling at each other. We just kept doing it. We're like, it's our office. We're shut the door. We're not mad at each other. But this is the way we get things done. Noted that some people don't like it. We won't get things done like that with you. And let me tell you, I think there were people who felt like they missed out on not being parts of those conversations. Some people would come over. Charlie had his office right next door, and he was the lead designer on Outer Worlds, and he would come in sometimes and join in. Great. Other people didn't do that. you missed out. And I think you missed out on some really fun, active,
Because they're
engaging
scared.
conversations about game development. But that's the way things are going. So I'm
We're
not sure I
doomed,
have a
boys.
great solution
We're
other than
doomed.
telling people, reminding people to be passionate. But I just kind of want to talk about this because it kind of ties into bigger teams and longer development time.
This is why it's taken us 10 years to get another GTA. This is why it's taken us 10 years to get another Diablo. It used to be, do y'all remember? I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm going to finish with this story. It was Christmas, and me and my aunt went to Target, and she said, I need to buy a gift for your cousin. He's my age. We're 3 months apart. We went straight to the PlayStation lock case, past the boy that had a crick in his neck playing the damn thing, the demo. And there was GTA 2 in the jewel case. And I said, GTA 2. So she bought that. We played it, me and him, for Christmas. It was awesome. And then, without date checking me, okay, a couple years, 2 or 3 years, here comes GTA 3. GTA 2 versus GTA 3, night and day difference. Right? Top down view, third person view, risks were taken, whatever. Now, you went from GTA 3 to Vice City. That was another 2 years. Vice City to San Andreas, another 2 or 3 years. San Andreas to 4. That took a little bit longer because it was a giant game. But you can start seeing, as the years progressed, it got longer and longer. And now it makes sense. And I love Anna Cakes. I went on her stream, was watching her earlier. And me and her were talking. And I joined in when they were talking about player party size. 8 player parties and all this. And she said it'll never happen. The game developers told her that the servers are there and technology not there and all. And I just said, that's the biggest pile of bullshit. They've been feeding us that. You had servers from 2000, 2001, 2002 that could handle 8 player parties on 486 machines. I feel like Pentium 1s, fucking gateways, damn cowbox PCs could run 8 player party. And you're going to sit here and tell me that in 2023, 20 years later, with artificial intelligence, chat GPT, fucking robots walking around at the damn baseball games sitting with people, Siri, Alexa, all of this shit we got, you mean to tell me that we don't have the technology to play 8 player parties? But then over in WoW, you can do 16 player raids, or in motherfucking Diablo Immortal? We're doomed. Hopefully the indie developers can save us. That's all I got to say.